There's more to talk about from that Chelsea performance and from that interview with Enzo Maresca, but he ended by talking about Raheem Sterling. This is the statement that he hasn't seen, understandably, because it came out just before the game kicked off, about an hour or so before the game kicked off. His representatives have said he came back to conduct individual training. It's been a positive pre-season. The expectation was that Raheem would be involved in this weekend's fixture in some capacity. We look forward to gaining clarity on the new season, and until then we'll continue to support Raheem's desire to start the new season positively. Daniel, you know him. You don't necessarily know his representatives. He will clearly be frustrated at not being part of the squad. Do you think this helps his cause, having this statement be put out there?
I want to say that I have a lot of love and respect for Raheem Sterling as a football player, as a guy. He's a young brother of mine. The timing's not great, it's not, but you know, it's bad timing, to be fair, you know, especially on the day of the game. But he will feel he's good enough to help Chelsea Football Club, and I think, like they've said in the statement, he's come back 2 weeks early, this, that and the third, he's had a good pre-season, so in his mind he's probably thinking, all right, going up against City today, my old club, get out there and do me. And obviously he felt as if he would have been involved, or I think they're probably surprised by not being involved. So I don't know if he wasn't surprised. I don't agree with the message going out on the day of the game. Obviously it's not good timing, but Raheem Sterling's, in my opinion, is a good enough player to be in Chelsea's squad.
Yeah, we've all been left out though, haven't we? We've all been left out, and we'd all want to put statements out, but Raheem and his team know exactly what they're doing. Like you said, they're trying to make noise. The thing is, with Chelsea already, there is a lot of noise around the club anyway. Everyone's talking about the players. Everyone's talking about the ownership. Everyone's talking about, can we even guess Chelsea's starting 11? Putting that statement out before the game, it's not good enough. And I love Raheem as a player. I spent loads of time at Man City, interviewed him, really nice guy, but that doesn't matter. We're talking about the facts of today. That is not going to help your teammates, and it's not going to probably help his case of getting back into the team. You can't publicly come out.
You're saying this to me as if I agree with what he's put out.
I don't.
Is that what it sounded like?
No, you didn't. You was honest and in your assessment.
There's two parts to this, aren't there? One is he justified in feeling frustrated? And clearly the communication that he's having with the manager
justified.
Yes. And then the second thing is the statement that's been put out by his representatives and the timing.
But he must have initiated that.
They're separate.
He must have initiated it. He said he's come back 2 weeks early. Do you know what? That's really nice of him. That's nice of him to come back 2 weeks early. You know, he didn't have the Euros. If he wants to come back 2 weeks early, don't need to talk about it. Just get on with it. Play better. He hasn't been great since he's been at Chelsea. When he's come into games, when he's played, he's started matches, he hasn't been good enough. So if the manager doesn't want to play you, you just get on with it. You don't come out and get your representatives to do that, especially the day of a game. I think that is absolute rubbish. He should do better than that. His representatives should do better than that. I think that is a really poor statement, because I tell you what, there's 30 other players that could be putting statements out as well that aren't in the squad. He hasn't done well enough, and it's your opinion. If you think you've been doing well at pre-season, just keep doing better. The manager's opinion is the only one that counts, and if he's not going to pick you, that's unlucky. You have to turn around and you have to get back into training tomorrow morning, be the best trainer and show you want to play. That's the only way you're going to get back in the team. Putting statements out like that, I'm just not having that one bit.
To play devil's advocate, if Raheem Sterling has come back 2 weeks early, he's doing individual training, and he feels that he is doing all those things that you've said, and he's had communication, as the statement says, with the manager, who indicates that he will play a part in this weekend's fixture, then he's doing all those things according to the statement.
But it's the manager's decision.
Keep everybody happy.
We've just talked about having 43 players. You can't keep everybody happy. The best way to get the manager to pick you is to play well in training, work hard, wait for your chance, and take your chance. We've all been there. We understand his frustration. Would I had Raheem in the squad? 100%. But the manager's not picked him today. He needs to deal with that as a professional and try to do the best he can possibly do. And we always talked about when managers come out and say things publicly about players, we say, oh, he shouldn't do that. It's not good enough. And now he's come out and basically called his manager out, and he's let his teammates down. So that's my problem with it. I think he's better than that. He knows it, and it could cause unnecessary trouble.
But that is actually, in a nutshell, and we said it before the show, this has actually given us a subplot as well, because that's the biggest problem for Maresca. That's his big, because the 11, once he picks his 11 and his subs, he's probably like a bit of relief that bit's done. Because trying to keep everybody happy in this group of players is virtually impossible.
Well, look at the players who missed out. Now, these are players for whom we can't find any information to suggest that they are injured or any reason why they would not be part of the squad other than manager selection. Now, that is going to be the case every time Chelsea play, isn't it?
But that's the thing. He's got to go back into training tomorrow if they get a day off next time. He is going to see so many unhappy faces. Normally we have 11v11 when you're a player and on a Thursday trying to get the squad, trying to get the team playing together. You've got 20 players that can't even get in the 11v11. How can that be right? The best team in the world, or best team in the Premier League over the last 5 years, work on the basis of 24, 25 players in their squad. How and why do they think that they're going to reinvent football and try to do this? Because you're making the manager's job virtually impossible, I think, with the group of players they've got.
And if there's anyone with a statement, sorry, look at Conor Gallagher, who was supposed to go to Atletico Madrid. It's supposed to be done for 45 minutes. Apparently, he was in Madrid for 4 or 5 days. He could have talked about how disappointed he felt in that moment, but he remained professional. Same with Chalobah as well. Come through the youth, and Chelsea fans apparently not happy the way he's been treated. He could have come out with a statement as well. It's the same for all of them. And we love Raheem, and we're not going to say anything to make him unhappy, but we have to be honest about the situation.
I am being honest, and I'm saying that I believe. I'm not saying he's justified in putting a statement out. Don't put statements out, but to feel that you're good enough to help your team is another thing.
Keep it in-house.
Keep it in-house. That's what I'm saying. The feeling of I can help this team be better and I should be in this squad. Yeah, every player feels that. Raheem's within his rights to feel that way at home, but to put statements out, I don't agree with that. I'm not saying I agree at all. I don't agree with that. That's poor from him.